Hi, Gemini. Happy October. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. I did Scorpios last night, and I planned on doing yours right after, but the energy was horrible. So I wanted to shake that, shut myself down, and start you fresh. However, you're doing something to yourself too here. So let's go through that. I think I know what this is. So we'll look at this, okay? We come in with the Nine of Swords. Okay. We've got the King of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Wands. It's a lot of firepower right there. Okay. Now we've got the Eight of Wands and the Six of Coins as your advice. Okay. And our outbounds is the Tower card and the Eight of Cups. Okay. What I want to say first and foremost is when we try to do everything for everyone, it goes like this, right? But nobody wins out of here. I think what you're doing with the nine, I'm going to go at this from two different ways, and because I made you wait, what I'm going to do too is I'm going to do your tarot throw, but then I'm going to do a fortune telling throw from you for this too, okay? Normally I don't do that on YouTube, but I'm going to do it because I did make you wait, and because it's a heck of a lot lighter than this. So I want to show you the difference, right, between, with tarot, I've got to go with, you know, what the planets are doing, what the cards are saying, what my messages are. And fortune telling is fortune telling. It is what it is, right? So they're very different. Me personally, anyway. That's all I can speak of, okay? Now we come in with the Nine of Swords. I think here what's happening, I'm going to do the relationship part of this first. I think that, you know, we go along with things that we know under the surface aren't right, but we go along with them just trying to not pay attention to what it is. But then when it becomes blatantly obvious that it is what it is, it hits you with the Nine of Swords, okay? Abrupt awakenings basically is what that is. The King of Wands is someone who is, he's done a lot in his life, right? So he's got a lot to offer. But what happens is when we don't honor ourselves, right? When we don't come from a place of you know, our 2 feet being firmly planted on the ground, where we're contributing to the things that we do in life as a whole person, right? When we're trying to dictate things or get things to look a certain way, or things are going to be my way and they're going to look this way and this is how it's going to go. We're not engaging with people. We're talking at people. We're showing up at people. We're not dialoguing like this, right? So what's happening in this, when we do things like that, is we are we're aligning with people that are doing the same thing. So it's never an even exchange, a listen and a talk, a listen and a talk. It's just consistent push, right? So with that, with the King of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the Three of Wands, okay, that's it. It's just becoming too much, and I think that you're gonna you need to go in a different direction here. With the Eight of Wands and the Six of Coins, that speaks of finding a place. The Eight of Wands is you know, clearing the deck for something new to come. It's also, though, restless energy, right? And the Six of Coins is a balancing act. Hopefully, if it's not, it's too much giving or too much receiving. One of the two. But this is your advice coming in here with the Eight of Wands is it can mean travel for sure, right? The six can be someone, Six of Coins, saying, someone come, let's go on vacation, let's do this, right? But I think with that Nine of Swords, you see in here what you've seen all along, but you've not dealt with, right? Now, in a relationship, you're up close and central. You can't get out of this right now. Only you're trying to find a way out, right? But you're in it too far because you didn't say anything. You played the game, you went along with it, right? And that's what happens sometimes when we try to appease someone, we really care about them, we don't want to be alone, right? We'd rather be with someone and think something's going on, but if I can't prove it, I can't see it, so I just won't pay attention to it until it's screaming at you in the face here that you have no choice but to look at it, right? So this can be too, take the other person out of the equation. Why do you do these things, right? Why do you push yourself to the limit of the point of no return here? Because the message coming in for you was really strong, and I'm saving that till the end, okay? Because I want to show you how you can get over these things, how you can get past these things. When, honestly, any relationship that's going to come to you and is going to be solid and is going to, have a season, your whole life, you need to be on solid ground. You need to show up and you need to be who you truly are, okay? Because when you don't, this is what happens, right? The things we get in aren't fulfilling. They filled they just never have lasting, they never have staying power. They're just something that you're using as a band-aid in the moment to get through something, but it's never for the long haul. So there's consistent blow after blow after blow here, right? What I want to say is that when we need time to ourselves, right? When we need time to recharge, when we have when we care enough about ourselves, self-care, right? When I know that I've consistently pushed the limit and I've kept my foot on the gas and I've got nothing more to give, right? And then conversations become not what they're ever about, right? They become screaming matches about things that they have nothing to do with. It's just now you're taking this opportunity because your head is snapped off, right? Because you've pushed yourself over the limit, and nowhere in any of the equation that you were pushing through did you find yourself, right? When we can get ahead of things like that, we can get ahead of saying things in relationships that we can't take back, right? Noticing things and calling people out on the things that we do see. Because you know what? We care enough about ourselves that whatever the answer is that you're going to say, I'm still going to do what's best for me. I may love you, I may care about you, but I care and I love myself more. So I can see that even though I love you and I care about you, I can see that you're not the best thing for me, and you're going to probably, crash and burn my life here some regard, right? But we can do this in a way that is self-honoring and isn't going to build up karma here, so that the next time we get in a relationship, when we learned all this, we deal with the consequence of how we handled this, right? So we want to come at things with self-love, self-care, realizing that the other person is going to be in direct line of fire for this, right? And regardless of what they did, you want to keep your composure, right? So you want to come at things graciously and caringly and just graciously. We really need to bring back, the art of common sense. We don't use common sense, right? Common sense is going to say, every time I step in front of this bus, it kicks my ass. But I keep doing it, and I don't know why I keep doing it. I keep doing it because it's better than not feeling anything, right? What happens here is when we don't take time out for ourselves, right? We don't care about ourselves. What are we showing that other person? Because already we pulled someone in that must not take care of themselves either, right? Or we wouldn't be aligning. So take care of yourself, because what that says to a person that takes care of themselves is, you know what? I really respect that. I really respect that this person cares enough about herself, which means she's a responsible, respectable, he or she, honest, decent person, right? So if they take care of themselves like that, that's the kind of person that I want in my life, right? Because that's what I do. So we'll both take care of ourselves, we'll both take care of each other, and we'll help each other grow. We're two whole people. That's what you want. That's why I'm a consistent, I stress, and I do this myself too. So trust me, I'm not just casting this. I know this as well as you do. We all do, but we do these things, right? The key here is to not keep repeating these cycles. So when we take care of ourselves and we do those things, right, those are the people that we're pulling in. When we don't do that, we pull in people that we're mismatched for. And our heads pop off, their heads pop off. We waste time, we go through life, we build up more karma, and it's just a lot of this, right? It's a lot of this. This is the realization that this has got to stop. And what that is just, it's consistent emptying your cups and filling your cups. It's keeping, it's being present, being whole, and finding the things that bring you pleasure on the day to day. The Eight of Cups is emotional. It's emotional fulfillment. We need to nourish ourselves first, right? That can come in the form of a bubble bath, 5 minutes to yourself, but it's self-care is in here. And when we don't do that, we end up, you know, looking like this, right? And who takes the hit for it? Someone we usually care about, right? And it really has nothing more to do. And then where are we? You know, we're going at it again with someone else, right? It's probably someone exactly like this, right? But we're going to do it again. It won't be the same person, but it'll be the same scenario over and over and over again, right? That's what happens. So that's what I think is happening in relationships. I mean, in life as a whole, right? If this is a business that you're trying to push through, you're going to need to balance other parts of your life here, because there is not one sword besides that Nine of Swords in here. And that tells me that you're looping the story around with yourself, just yourself, over and over and over again. So whoever else is in your life here is coming in as they're not even privy to what you're about to hit them with, right? Because you've done all of this yourself, right? You may have noticed something about this person or thought something wasn't right. This may be someone too that you're dealing with at a distance. It may be someone you're dating from another country. It may be this online stuff, right? It may be something like that. But there's stuff under the surface here that you're aware of, but you're turning a blind eye to. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to be a people pleaser, because I feel there's a big mismatch going on here. It's like you're trying to appease everything on the outside, but on the inside, you're going in a whole different direction. You've got to get the horses going in the same direction, right? And let things be even. Let things be equal, right? Let people little by little by little. This is also, it can be someone really just putting it all out there, right? When you put it all out there, someone knows every little nook and cranny about you. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's something that's not tempered. It's something that's, you know, this is what I want for the next 5 years here. Here's all of it. See what you're going to do with that, and then get back to me. That's what this is like, right? You've got to not do that. Or someone's doing that to you, one of the two, right? But the eight of, your advice in here with that Eight of Wands and the Six of Coins is you've got to get on the same page here. The Eight of Wands is a lot of energy. It's communication, but it's also a card that can be very productive if you speak your mind. Speak up for yourself. There's things in that need to be said. With that Six of Coins and the Eight of Wands, there's things in there that need to be discussed. But you want to get to it before it gets here, because this can all be avoided. The Eight of Cups is on you. It's on you and only you, because those are your emotions. 8 is a harmony number. But the key here is to keep emptying out those cups and keep filling them up with the things that light you on fire, the things that you hold dear to you, right? The things that you're not going to compromise on, right? And sometimes the stark realization that you haven't done that is this kind of spread, right? That King of Wands there, um, that can be someone too who is, they walk the walk for sure, but they're also someone who would not be doing this. You know what I mean? So but we've got massive imbalance here. So this may be someone who's just being very self-absorbed, right? And sometimes we do that when, you know, whatever it is here, you've been giving, giving, and I don't see much return here. And I think that that's why the Eight of Cups is like, I'm freaking exhausted. I cannot do this one more minute. But what happens too, again, you want to take some time out to yourself and take a look at this. Because even if you're trying to start a business or run a business, or even if this is a job, a 9-to-5 job that you absolutely loved at one point, it's sucking you dry. There's no balance here. So you need to really, your advice is to just take a step back in here, not keep going forward, rebalance, take a look at what this Eight of Wands, where are you going with this, right? Because, all right, let me tell you I think what's happening here, and you're not going to be thrilled about this, but you need to hear it, okay? And then I'll do the fortune cards here. I think what you've done here is you've sentenced yourself to a state of limbo, right? Like you're just gonna dangle here. I think you feel that you're just high and dry here, which is very, very prevalent. Okay. But you're just, for some reason, you think you need to do this. You think you need to just keep on going like this. This is a pattern. It's absolutely a pattern. Okay. I think that too, when we get in places like this, we only remember the dark places, right? And that's why a good percentage of people, you know, getting readings are, when is my ex coming back? Because this is usually how it goes out. And then there's guilt. And then everything else sets in of how I could have done things differently, right? But in all of this anyway, it's always a lesson. So if the person is meant to be in your life, they're going to be in your life. It's just, this is a lot of internal turmoil that you can spare yourself and get ahead much quicker. We always get where we're going, right? Every time. Even this Nine of Swords, it may seem like you're taking 100 steps back, like you've been here before, but there's still some mountains need to be gone around a few times. And even though you think, really, again, honestly, how could I be here? There must be a reason for it, or you wouldn't be there, really. So the key, though, is to try to pick up momentum here, okay? I think you feel very deprived, which clearly you do, all right? But I think that you live in moments in the past, right? I don't think that I think something has got you held up in the past here, which is why I think you keep repeating these things. And they can be, like I said, internal dialogue that you're doing to yourself. I think you're grief-stricken. I think you're thinking of the things of the past. I don't think you're thinking about the future. I just feel like, you feel like you're really imprisoned, and you're not, except you've given too much away and you've not done enough for yourself. So that's what I'm going to say October is really going to be for you. I think you're going to have to make, don't get me wrong, I think in this equation where this sits, I think you're going to have to make a tough decision. I do. But I think that There's no way around this. You know, the tower doesn't need to be something catastrophic. The tower can actually be, and you're being advised to do this from a place of grace, from a place of um, self-honoring, common sense. Stick to the bare facts. Don't get off the he said she said trail, right? Because it's just not gonna work. This person also is someone who's got impeccable social skills. So they're most likely not going to go for something like that anyway, unless, like I say, there's a lot of imbalance in here, and this is a general reading. So this could be a man, a woman, but whatever it is, it's someone that's got fire in their chart, right? And you sit next to the Nine of Wands, which is like, again, with these two cards, I think that something, I'm not going to say that you don't already know this. I think you may have an inkling to it, right? But I think that now it's so blatantly clear that it's staring you in the face that you've already, though, made assumptions about it. You know what I mean? Like maybe this person has you know, when you go looking for something, you're going to find what you're looking for, right? But you sometimes, you know, what do they say? The most uncredible witness is an eyewitness, because you think you see only what you think you see. So this may be something, you may have jumped to consequence on something here that may not actually be what it is, but you're going to have to talk to this other person. So I think that where your message is coming through were to be kind, and don't go in this with a hailstorm, and just stick to really what it is, you know, and lay it all out on the line. And I think that in there you're going to have to make a tough choice. I do. But I think that if you do it from a place of that, you know, you and the person may be able to see eye to eye on something, you know, hopefully, because there's too much fire in here. There's too much fire. And when I say that and people say, oh, well, we need fire to get through something, not this much, because this much fire means you're being aggressive. It means you're not thinking. It means you're charging into things, right? So you don't want to do that. That's what I think is going on here. And if this is something you're trying to do, like I say, as a business, you can still love this, but you're going to need to take a step back and figure out where you need to apply some more self-love to your life. Because what happens when we don't do that, this is what happens. Even if it's a job we like, if it's a relationship that's great, but what happens is we're not giving all of ourselves. We're not enjoying what we're doing anymore. We're sitting half listening to the people that are sitting right in front of us. We're not being self-honoring, we're being snippy, we're not answering people or giving them the time that they deserve in our lives, right? And we're starting to build up animosity, right? We're not enjoying what we're doing any longer. So we're never going to get off the ground what we're trying to get off the ground. But yet, you know what? If you take a break, if you take a step back, if you take a few days off, if you recoup, you've got to recharge here, right? And you've got to make that some kind of norm, you know? It's okay to say no and just not explain why you're saying no. It's okay to say no. And it needs to be okay that you are okay saying no and not feeling guilty or having to explain why you are. Because when you feel like you've got to explain it, you already feel like you shouldn't be doing it. You have absolutely every right to do that, because if you've got nothing to offer, how is anything going to flourish? It's not, right? So there you go. With this much wand in here too, and the 9 and the tower and the 8, you want to watch for really getting ill here. Sick, ill, something, right? That could absolutely be happening. Migraines could be in this equation too. All right. Now that's that. All right. But pull yourself out of this imprisonment that you've gotten yourself in, because this could actually go in a very positive way. You know, if this isn't something catastrophic, of course, right? But you've got 2 9s in here, which speak of a marriage. They speak of a wedding, right? But you've got 2 8s in here too. So, I mean, you've got to get through this. Do I think that this relationship could not end? Yes. Do I think it needs to go in an absolute new direction? Yes. Because these 2 9s in here, you can't go back from there because now you know you have to confront what you know, whatever that is, right? So you really can't go back from there. Nines to me are the end. They're the end. Tens are the beginning, but you haven't really, it's not gone anywhere yet. You're sitting at that intersection, right? But you haven't gone anywhere yet. Nine is you're done. It's the end, right? So guys, it's really the time where you've got to get your feet on the ground and you've got to start doing you first, because when you don't and you're everything for everyone, you're nothing for no one. And then we get animosity, right? When how could they not appreciate all of the crap that I do for them? People will take what you'll give. It's not on it's not on them, right? We you've got to balance the scales here, right? So there you go. You can also be traveling. This would be, you know, traveling. But you're going to need to really look at this. I would look at this before if you're going to travel anywhere, okay? All right. That's that. Now, for the bonus of this. This is basically for relationships or money, right? We've got the King of Wands. That is someone, this lineup in here actually speaks of a dark-haired man, someone who would be honest. He could be a good friend, like he could be a good friend that you currently have, and then it turns into more, right? This could be a dark-haired woman also in here. If you were to take this person up on their offer, right? Someone may not even tell you yet that they're thinking about marriage, but if you were to take them up on their offer, it would bring you joy, okay? Now keep in mind, I'm fortune telling. I'm not reading the tarot. Big difference, okay? So now 2 8s speak of little pleasures, passing love fancies, self-care, right? That's what these things are. That's what little pleasures, little frivolous pleasures, a bubble bath, things like that, right? Men, um, uh, a beer, things, you know what I mean? It's little things like that, but that recharge your batteries, right? So that's what those things speak of too, okay? Um, Thoughts of marriage, affections, honest, it's an honest relationship, okay? Now, 2 9s in here, that is, you may either be getting an inheritance. It's something it wasn't on your radar, right? So you may be getting financial gain in here. It could be in someone's will if you're waiting for that, because this speaks of documents too, okay? Prosperity, contentment. This can also come through a business venture, okay? A marriage papers. Okay. I think that if this is, you could have a great relationship in here, right? Someone could be, if your relationship is going well, right? Someone could be thinking about marriage. You may not know about it yet. It would be financially beneficial to you, and it would be, it would bring you joy. So that's what's in here. That's the difference, right? What's in here. So there you have it. For those of you that weren't going through this in a relationship, take the other part, because that would belong to you too, okay? Hang on. This person may also, this dark-haired person, I think you both may have dark hair. Um, okay. I want to say this also in here too, and this doesn't have to do with the relationship, but this lineup can actually speak of someone passing away. It could speak of that, okay? Like someone literally passing away. It can bring about sorrow in some way. Um, but I think we pretty much covered that in the tarot. So I think that, you know, just take the relationship part. If your relationship is great, um, this could be the next leg for you, okay? Okay. I think with the Nine of Swords, I personally don't, I know what the cards are saying, but I personally don't think that, um, yeah, I think it can go one of two ways. I think there's some stuff you're going to have to clear out for sure, right? I think some harsh realities. I think things that you already knew though. And use this as a stepping stone because this is not the first time. There's also something in here too about if you're somehow affiliated with starting a business in like a war-ridden country or like a country that's poverty stricken and you know due to economy and you're trying to uh, build something there or reestablish that kind of business, that would be a positive here. That would be something that you would want to look at here. Um, okay, I'm sorry guys. I apologize, one, for making you last, and two, um, I think that there is a great relationship sitting here for some of you, may turn into marriage, right? Um, and for the others of you, I think you need to get a handle on this. I don't think that it's a relationship that's over. I think it's something though, and some things that you need to address. And I think that in your day-to-day life, you've got to pull back and take some time for yourself here because nothing's going to flourish like that. All right. So I know there's a bunch of you watching. I hope I gave you a little bit of something for each of you. Apply it how it applies. If you're trying to do a business, you'll know because if you're getting out of bed in the morning thinking, holy hell, I have to do this again, this speaks of you and needing to take some time to yourself and being okay with that, right? And for the others of you that are having wonderful relationships or have just met someone or as a friend, that may come into some kind of marriage partnership there that is not only prosperous, it's joy filled, right? So there you go. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful October. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I know this was all over the board. The readings have been all over the board. Um, Virgo season, Libra season, I assure you guys, it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's really not a time of, it's a time of getting all the stuff on the table so that when you get into Scorpio season and all that crap is under there, you know how to deal with it because you see it here. That's all, right? So let's look at this stuff and let's, you know, let's make our lives a better place, okay? Thank you so much. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to do anything for you, okay? Thank you so much.